Okay, number 4, racial identity crisis. So, as I said in the first, the third video, people wouldn't stop asking me what I was mixed with. Now, this was before I discovered hair relaxers. When I discovered hair relaxers, it only got worse. And then I stopped using them when I discovered Crown Royal grease. No need for relaxers. I got the good shit. So, you got good hair, which is like that main thing that people know that you're mixed because they can tell by that fucking hair. If they can't tell by your skin tone, they can tell by your hair. My hair is actually curly. As you can see, it's curled down here. So I had to not use grease, and I can't use grease for the next week or two because we're gonna do one more hair treatment. If you check out my Ben Riley Scarlet Spider sketches, you'll understand why. Anyway, so you know when I used relaxers in my 20s, because I got tired of dealing with curls, I didn't even know dudes could use relaxers. And then my sister's like, "Why don't you relax your hair?" So I relaxed my hair, and she wasn't my biological sister; she was a different sister, and more like a cousin. So I tried it, and I got addicted to it, and I would let my hair curl. And then, if my hair is cut short, it's straight. If my hair grows out, it's curly. So that solved that problem. But while we're on that subject of hair, the one thing about hair when you're mixed, when you're a girl, it's easier. When you're a guy, it's not. And the fucking people would always like, "You have such good hair. You have curly hair. How's it feel to have curly hair?" Well, let's just say that let me see if I can put this nicely. Curly hair is okay to an extent, but it's not you. All right. Curls look better on girls than they do on guys. They're also hard to manage. Okay. You know how much styling gel a man has to do to straighten his curls out, or use relaxers. So the um the curly hair thing only was a menace it when you have people like constantly hounding you. Can I touch your hair? Can I comb your hair? Yeah, guys get that shit too, and not from pretty chicks. Just about random people were doing that shit to me, and I said, man, shit. So curly hair. I had to deal with a lot of shit with curly hair, and everybody was like, well, got curly hair. Some girls liked it. 9 times out of 10, it was the girls who I didn't want touching my hair, and they would fuck with my hair a lot. And then my big sister hated my hair because it was better than her hair. And then, you know, it would be like, "You have such good curls. They're so good. They're so good." And it's like, you know why they're good? Because you're not the person that has to comb through this crap and try to fucking style it. You're not the person who has to deal with this shit where no matter what you do, it it's like a rubber band. You'll comb it and it'll look good for about like 10 minutes. Or when you get out of the shower, it's all flat and wet. You can comb it, everything's good and it's straight and it's cool. And in 5 minutes, it's like somebody set a bomb off in your head and your curls snap right back to where they were. And you're like, what the fuck? I just washed my hair, I just curled it. And it only got worse. So that's why I used to keep my hair cut really, really short. Then one day I decided I'm going to grow a ponytail. I think I was like 20, 25, 26, somewhere in there. I think I was about to be 27. My life was about to go to hell in a handbasket. But I decided I was going to grow a ponytail. I might have been younger. I might have been 23, 24. I was in my 20s still. So my old ponytail, it's over there somewhere. That shit went to my back. I mean, like this is as long as I have it right now. But that shit was like right there, almost into the middle of my shoulder blades. It was just between the cusp of my shoulder blades, like at the top of my shoulder blades, not the middle, but like right, like, god damn it. So it was like right there, and I cut it for two reasons. It had nothing to do with being mixed. I cut it because at the time, allegedly, Steven Seagal and Van Damme were beating their wives, and women didn't like martial artists, and I didn't have any more respect for Steven Seagal, and people kept calling me Steven Seagal. So that was reason number two. The real main reason why I chopped it was because alcoholics thought I was a chick and kept following my ass home. And I was like, yeah, we can't have this because I'm not gay. And these drunken black alcoholics are just following me everywhere. I get off from work, I'm wearing my jeans and my t-shirt, and they're staring at my backside, and they're following me home. Yeah, we can't have that. And I had like the Roman Reigns shit. You see how I got the 5 o'clock shadow now? I had this shit on my face. I was like, no respectful woman would wear shit like this. And it's like, hey, baby, how you doing, baby? And I just like, I took that shit for about a year. And I said, this hair's got to go. Those alcoholics see me with no hair, they didn't even know I was the same person. So that solved that problem. But I love my hair. I really loved having my ponytail. It was awesome. I was planning on doing like Willie the Bam and making it into a weapon because I do kung fu. You know the drill. So I was like, okay, if I ever get the chance, I'm going to grow it back. I never got the chance because my dumb ass went on years and years with a post-apocalyptic high and tight, and then I joined the army and was bald like a motherfucker. And when I got out of the army, I talked to my dad. I had some depression issues. I still have depression issues. And I said, I'm going to grow my ponytail back. He said, okay, Jimmy, grow your ponytail back. I said, I'm going to grow it until I'm 50. I was 42, I think, when I told him that. No, because I've only been growing my hair for 2 years. And he's only been dead for 4. So I told him before I died that I would do it. But I hadn't really started the process because I had a hip replacement. And that by the time I had a hip replacement, I was starting to think about growing it. Or either I started growing it, one of the two, but it wasn't growing fast enough. And then they shot me with all that radiation, so that kind of knifed that out. But it's been growing now for 2 years. And I have 4 more years to go before I hit 50. And I told him I'd grow it till I was 50. I may just let that shit grow until I'm dead. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, so I did that. And I know you guys think, what does this have to do with racial identity? I'm getting there. I am getting there. So in the process of all that, no. Most of the places I went, people would still ask me, what do you mix with? And let me tell you, here, even in my 40s, I still get that question. Because a lot of people don't know American culture. A lot of people don't know when they see a person who's part Native American what to ask for or what to look for. So once in college, and I've said this before, and this has a lot to do with multiculturalness and identity crisis, I was taking Spanish. And it was before I found out that Native Americans are Asian. And before I found out that Mexicans were Native American. Okay, so I'm in Spanish class, and the Spanish teacher is a white woman from Spain. And she's literally Spanish from Spain, not Spanish from Mexico. So their Spanishes are coexistable, but totally different on an aspect that only Mexicans and Spanish people from Spain will understand. Because my ass didn't understand shit. So I'm in class, and she thinks I'm a Mexican. That's the long part. The short part was, James, you need to cheat because the answers are in the back of the book. And I said, ma'am, I will never learn Spanish if I cheat. And then she looked at me and she goes, well, you should probably be speaking Spanish anyway because you're a Mexican. I about shit on myself when she said that shit. And I clapped back, and I was mad. I was really mad. I said, ma'am, first and foremost, that was very fucking racist. Secondly, I am not a Mexican. I am part black, part white, and part Cherokee Indian. You need some fucking American culture. And within that, I left her class and never came back. And I was pissed. I mean, I was literally pissed. It's like, who is this broad I think she's talking to? She just called me a fucking Mexican in front of 8 million white people. Okay, it wasn't 8 million white people. It was like maybe 40 of them in class. Because I was the only person of color in class. There was not one person of color in that class outside of me. The teacher was Spanish from Spain, but she was basically white. Every other kid in that class was white. There was no black girls. There were no Asian girls. There were no Asian guys and no black guys. Just me. So I was the raisin in a bowl of milk. And when she called me a Mexican, I literally went the fuck off. I didn't cuss at her outside of what I just told you. But I was fucking pissed. And it's like, this woman to have the gall to tell me that I'm a fucking Mexican and I should already know Spanish fucked me up. And then I tell people, when you get your history in school, when you get your history lessons in school, they leave out a lot of shit that's very important. So let me give you this brief lesson because we're at the 10-minute mark. Okay, one, the reason why Mexico and most of the South American countries, from Brazil all the way down to Chile, their natives, who are Native Americans, do not speak their own language because the Mayans, Incans, Aztecs, and the Amazon, for the most part, like the smaller tribes, not the deep wood Amazons, were picked off by Cortez and his Spaniard military. That's why everything from Mexico down to Panama, down to South America from the top, and Brazil all the way down to Chile and the southern tip of South America, all speak Spanish. And they all speak Spanish because they were conquered by Cortez. Where if you come up north to America, like once you get through Texas and all that, the reason why everybody speaks English is because we were acquired by the English settlers and indoctrinated and put on rocks of land, and Native Americans were not allowed to teach their language and all the other shit, and that's why very few Native American tribes languages still exist, because we were conquered by Europeans, and we were conquered by French, Spain, and Italy, and possibly Greece. We were conquered by a lot of motherfuckers of European descent, and henceforth, therefore, you get English. And a lot of people who teach in America don't know American history, but they teach and have legitimate teaching jobs here in America. But for her to call me a Mexican only meant that she wasn't aware of Native American tribes and stuff like that. Which is nothing I told her before I left, is that you need to get some American culture, because I'm not a Mexican. And she's like, well, I said, yeah, I'm not a Mexican. I'm sorry, I'm not a Mexican. I don't have anything against Mexicans. I've been pulled over by Mexicans who have bumped into my car and automatically started speaking Spanish. I was like, dude, stop. No habla español. And it's like, you don't speak Spanish? I said, no, I don't. And they're like, you loco? I was like, no, not loco. Just not Mexican. It's like, you look Mexican. It's like, dude, I'm Cherokee Indian, black and white. I have my own look. It's like, oh, so sorry. My English not very good. I was like, all right, look, let's look at the damage, and then you go your way, and I'll go my way. I'm not hurt. You're not hurt. Car can be rebuilt. So after that, went on about our business. But other than that, that was like really the only time that I got in deep shit with a Mexican person. But for the most part, I'm not Mexican. But you go through these crises with people when you are mixed, because most people have no fucking idea what they're looking at. They really don't. And a lot of people will be like, well, I thought you were a Mexican. Sorry, not a Mexican. So, we're at the 14-minute mark, and this has become an anthology, because I'm going to make a 5th video. So, let's do that. We're going to go to the 5th video, I'm sorry. And I'm going to try and keep sweet, but it's probably not. There might be 6 videos. But for the most part, the train of thought just left my head. But for the most part, I've been mistaken for a lot of things, and you'll find it out in video 5.